Hello and welcome to Newsfeed, your daily dose of what people are talking about online, from news stories to what's trending. South Africa is in the throes of a crippling power crisis. It's had electricity outages every day this year. With power cuts a daily reality, the disruptions have crippled the once most powerful economy on the continent. South Africa gets most of its electricity from state-owned utility Eskom. It's heavily reliant on coal-generated power, but plants are old and literally falling apart. Most have not been properly maintained, despite the government allocating money for their upkeep. Corruption is rampant, and the utility has suffered several leadership crises. It's had 13 CEOs in the past decade, and if that's not already putting it in a bind, the government says criminal elements are sabotaging power stations. Can you imagine living with constant power disruptions, especially if you can't afford to buy generators and solar panels?
Our taps has run dry. We are not bathing. We are not like the schools. Every time the schools are going home early, now there is a lack of education because of this water. There is no water in the schools or in the clinic. We are being sent back when we are going to clinic. If you've got something, there is no water. So this is a serious problem. Hence, we are doing this. It's not a child's play. Water is life, and we've got the right to have water.
Controlled power cuts, or load shedding as South Africans call it, is not new. It's been around for the past 15 years. It's had a negative effect on the economy. At its worst, some homes and businesses don't have power for up to 10 hours a day. The GDP shrank 1.3% in the quarter that ended December 2022. The government says the blackouts cost the economy up to $50 million a day. And businesses big and small are counting the costs.
We got to a stage where we were discarding lots and lots of food. We discarded lots and lots of food. The prolonged load shedding stages and the area would then afterwards be hit by power outages. So now we are going to try and figure out if we can do, some kind of pay as you go, work as you go, try and get stock that will be very portable for the day and hope that it sells off when the day ends. You don't have to leave anything in the fridges.
Along with the disruptions to work and school, add planning your day around power cuts and sitting in traffic because the traffic lights are out. It's bound to take a toll on one's mental health.
What we were finding that people were talking that they were having more levels of road rage in traffic because they were so much more frustrated, or having more arguments with families, or being snappy or short with their children. Really just finding that their levels of agitation and anxiety were through the roof.
The power cuts vary from 2 hours to up to 10 hours, depending on the availability of electricity. When the power is out, taps run dry as pumping facilities stop operating, and mobile networks also go down. Across South Africa, industries are spending millions of dollars to reduce their reliance on Eskom. But even that's not without hassle.
The cost of rolling out the renewable energy alternatives, the cost of the batteries that are being stolen and vandalized at the various centers that they're at the towers. If you think about the cost of diesel, that that fuel keeps going out each and every month.
Hundreds of families in the South Korean capital of Seoul lost their loved ones in a Halloween stampede back in October. Since then, many grieving families of the 159 people who died have been speaking out and demanding that the authorities be held accountable. However, instead of online support for their cause, they've had to deal with conspiracy theorists, victim blamers, and bullies on the web.
My son and his friends went to a Halloween party. People online say, why should we mourn that? Are you trying to make money off your dead children? Wherever I go, I am stabbed in the heart with such hateful comments off and online.
Most of the 159 killed in the crowd crush were young adults, and Cho Mi-yoon's 24-year-old son Lee Ji-han was one of them. But the online mob has no care for the parents' grief, and right-wing trolls quickly jumped on the bandwagon, accusing the family of having ulterior motives. They doctored images of Ji-han's father in an attempt to create a link between the family and North Korea. The family says any news report on them gets tons of negative comments in minutes. And sadly, many other victims of tragedies around the world, like the Sandy Hook mass shooting or the disappearance of British woman Nicola Bulley, share a similar experience. In neighboring Japan, the government says there's been an increase in the number of people who live as recluses after the pandemic. A new government survey estimates that more than 1.5 million now live as what's known locally as hikikomori. That's about 2% of the population. These shut-ins rarely leave their homes and only go out to buy necessities like groceries. The government defines hikikomori as people who have withdrawn from society for at least 6 months. The phrase hikikomori was coined around the 1980s, and officials are increasingly concerned about the issue. More than a fifth of people surveyed cited the pandemic as a significant factor in their reclusive lifestyle. Other reasons include job loss, retirement, and having poor social skills. Electric vehicles are driving an eco-revolution. These days, it's all about going green, be it electric or solar powered. Lara went to see what all the buzz is about at Turkey's first and only renewable energy themed expo.
Who said racing couldn't be green? We have discovered the ultimate combination of fun and sustainability at SolarX Istanbul. Turkey's Sustainable Energy Expo has opened its doors to the world for the 15th time.
Yeah, actually, I have been here for many times, in this area, and we think this exhibition is one of the most crowded exhibitions we have been ever joined. We are from China, and many of the countries, the companies from China are coming here to invest in the solar industry.
We just look around. Maybe there's an opportunity for us.
Yeah.
I came to check out solar panels and other equipment.
I came to this expo because I'm interested in renewable energy sources, solar energy in particular. There's lots of hype around it. I came here from Giresun and I really liked it.
By bringing together experts and enthusiasts to showcase the latest innovations and advancements, the fair is a chance for Turkey to become a hub in the clean technology field. The sky is the limit, and one vehicle is aiming high. Well, there are a few things more annoying than being stuck in traffic jam. And this Turkish company here wants to take you up to the skies to solve that problem. This is Aircar, a self-driving electric vehicle that wants to be a game changer in public transportation. The Aircar is a fully electric vehicle which produces zero emissions, leaving a minimal carbon footprint. Not only it's eco-friendly, but it's also fully autonomous, thanks to sensors and autopilot technology. And the best part? The Aircar is super quiet, producing only a fraction of the noise made by traditional helicopters. With a capacity for 2 passengers and additional luggage space, the Aircar is perfect for getting around the city in style and comfort. And it's fast. With a top speed of 120 km per hour and a range of up to 80 km, it's perfect for urban transport. And just so you can be back in the air in no time, the Aircar can be recharged in just 30 minutes. But it is still a work in progress.
Flying car is one of the fulfillments of that promise that the new age has arrived. So this is a flying car. We try to fulfill that the expectation of people. And it's also sustainable, so we use new technologies like lithium-ion batteries. Of course, we are checking the more advanced systems like solid state, but currently we stick what we can find. off the shelf. So this is more like an electric car, EV system that we embed in this one. Of course, make everything airworthy, so it's quite challenging. And we try to make it 100% sustainable. Today we are not there because the sources of electricity is not still 100% renewable, but we try to help it by embedding the solar panels into our charging port. So we utilize the space that we allocate for air cars, or we try to help the climate.
But Aircar isn't the only firm wanting to turn the sci-fi dream into a reality. With North America and Europe leading the electric air vehicle race, it has some strong competition from these firms. With its lofty ambitions, in the next few months, Aircar will replicate the legendary Ottoman scientist Hazar Van Ahmet Çelebi's historical flight from the top of the Galata Tower to Üsküdar in Istanbul. This journey will be the first intercontinental autonomous air taxi flight.
This is actually the beginning of age of flying cars, so to speak. I think it's going to be a new age, so we want to utilize the technology, but eventually people will want to buy them. That will not be happening until 2040. Hopefully by 2025 we're going to start provide it as a service, taxi service.
But for now, the Turkish company has big plans on the horizon, working towards certification and eventually rolling out the Aircar for public use.
All right, on to what's trending. The Islamic holy month of Ramadan is a time of sacrifice, dedication, and discipline. Millions of Muslims around the world are on a spiritual journey, fasting from sunrise to sunset. And many have been sharing their experiences on social media, from daily routines to meal ideas for the breaking of the fast known as iftar. Sari reports.
It is time.
The Furha family has made quite a name for themselves online with viral clips like this.
Russia, what do you want for dinner for the first day of Ramadan?
You get a peek into their daily lives. What's it like to be an Arab American family in California?
What do you want for dinner for the first day of Ramadan?
Oh, I want shorba adas with kupa.
And this Ramadan, they're even showing the funny side of being Muslim.
3, 2, 1, okay, go!
Many Muslims have been sharing their everyday routines, from what they do for the pre-dawn meal of suhoor.
Assalamu alaikum. You want a healthy breakfast and you want to lose some weight on the way, so here is what you're gonna do. I'm adding a little bit of vanilla extract, which is completely optional. I'm adding just my favorite fruits, such as bananas, kiwis, berries, and so on and so on. So I hope you enjoy.
Hello, boys and girls.
To iftar recipes and prep, which have become huge online.
For day one of the Ramadan recipe series, we are making cheese fatair, cheese pide, whatever you call it. It's absolutely delicious.
Welcome back, folks. It's Ramadan recipes part 6. We made some lamb chop lollipops. We got this beautiful green dipping sauce to go with it. And you know I'm a carb lover, and today's carb was pasta. We made some shrimp scampi the golden balanced way. Look, it's crusted with like garlic and lemon zest.
Water to break my fast. Brown rice. Spicy Prick King chicken.
So this is a cauliflower soup that I made, which is gonna be delicious, right, babe? And I also,
You made.
We made it together, but like I'm just.
You helped. You did not make anything, so don't take credit.
But the hype isn't only about the food. What's also being showcased is how families come together during Ramadan.
Come with us while we put up our Ramadan decorations. It took all 10 of us to get the lights entangled. No pops, these are for the babies. Finished product. Ramadan Mubarak.
To all of those observing, happy Ramadan for all of us here on the Newsfeed team. Find us on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. See you soon.